Welcome to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast, presented by 13 Fishing Canada. Make your own luck. We're here to scratch that angling itch and talk everything fishing. Join us as we sit down with special guests from across the industry. Now, here's your host, Logan Lewis.
I did just have a coffee and Bailey's, so.
Oh, okay. At this time?
Yeah, I was really tired. I didn't sleep worth a crap last night.
It's almost like you fished March Madness all weekend.
Yeah, I'm already burnt out.
We still got 2 more weekends left.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that's a perfect way to kick off today's episode. It's episode 87 of the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast, and I am joined today by my good friend, Jesse.
Happy to be here, Logan. Thanks for having me on here. I think I said the same thing last time.
After that. Yeah, no, this is actually the first one we've done remotely, but for today's episode, this is going to be the week 1 recap of the March Madness Classic presented by Stock Fishing Gear. We're kind of recording this midweek here. Not a ton happens in the tournament midweek. There's a little bit that happens, but obviously most of it goes on during the weekend, with it being the Weekend Warriors March Madness Classic. So this is going to be all centered around that. No interview, nothing else like that. Just me and Jesse kind of going over the week that was with the tournament. But before we hop into all that, got to mention the sponsors of the show. First off, as always, we've got 13 Fishing as the presenting sponsor. That's 13 Fishing Canada. You can use the code Weekend Warriors to save yourself 15% off the entire Rapala Canada website. I actually just ordered some of their new quick strike rigs that they were showing on the socials there. Ordered 2 of each just to see, check them out, see what they were like, and also ordered an extension because we've got some thick ice down south here in Saskatchewan. So definitely head over to the Rapala Canada website. Use the code Weekend Warriors. That's WKND Warriors to save yourself 15% off at checkout. Next up, Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation. Something that me and Jesse both are very familiar with. You can head over to the Saskatchewan Wildlife website, find your local branch, get your membership. I always mention the magazine. I don't know if you have a favorite part of your membership, Jesse.
I wouldn't, to go with them, purchase the Henry Kelsey books, the provincial Saskatchewan record books for big game. I mean, they're $42 or $44, I think, and they ship to your door. And yeah, they did a really good job. I just picked myself up my personal copy as well as some for the family, just for gifts, and they make a good coffee table piece. There's a ton of photos in there, some really good information, and then
maybe one of Jesse's.
A couple of me, yeah. And
there you go.
Yeah, it's just a good thing to have.
There you go. So yeah, get your memberships. They're heap cheap. I always say that, and they come with lots of great benefits. So head over to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation website and find your membership today. And then also got to mention Tourism Nipawin coming on as a sponsor for a bit here, wanting to get the word out about the Saskatchewan Walleye Premiers Cup Premiers Walleye Cup, and then the Vanity Cup as well. Obviously, with this being a fishing podcast, they kind of go hand in hand there. So head over to their individual Facebook pages, find out what's going on with those events, and get signed up because they're 2 pretty awesome tournaments. And actually, the Premiers Cup did sponsor the March Madness Classic as well, with the top walleye being entered getting a free entry into this year's tournament, as they are also going to a catch photo release, I believe. So they wanted to
That's exciting.
Start promoting that. So yeah, very exciting. Head over to their Facebook pages and see what's going on with those tournaments. And thank you to Tourism Nipawin for coming on again. Okay. Time to get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. We had week 1 of the March Madness Classic here. Me and you both fished the weekend. You actually fished into this morning. We're recording on Tuesday here. I made it out Saturday and Sunday to 2 different lakes, and you went out, was it Saturday?
Yeah, I got out late Saturday. I didn't roll up to the lake till basically dark. It was like 7 p.m.
Okay, just in time for that bird bite almost.
Yeah, missed it a little bit. We got a few, but it was it was good.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy weekend.
Oh, on the standings and in the tournament, unreal the quality of fish that's been entered in 2 days. It was wild.
Yeah, and obviously You got the pike categories popping off already. The burb category has actually been a little quiet so far. And then there's been some good ones in the walleye category as well. But I guess for myself, I've got a little bit of a story time for how my weekend started. But I think before we get into that, let's maybe do a quick rundown of these standings for the people listening, so they get that information quick to them. We've got multiple leaderboards. If you check it out on the Fish Donkey app there, you can still sign up. You just have a 6-hour window where you can't enter any fish. So if you're going to be heading out in the morning, sign up the night before and you'll be good to go by that next morning. We've got a couple leaderboards. There is the single largest leaderboards, which is what the cash payouts are based on. So your single largest pike, single largest walleye, single largest burbot, and then you'll also see the mystery leaderboards. That's something that I kind of updated. I think it was on Saturday, got those leaderboards updated because the mystery leaderboards are needed for the hidden length prizes that we have. And then those single largest is what's needed for the cash payouts. And if I just had the single largest leaderboards, every time you upgraded a fish, the one that you just upgraded would disappear. So I wouldn't be able to see what lengths people had. So didn't want to be missing out on that action there. It leads to a lot more fish being entered and needing to be verified, I guess. But with some of the hidden length prizes that we're doing, it was necessary to have those boards. And then there's the Grand Slam leaderboard as well. So I think we start off by going with the single largest leaderboards. We'll go adult to youth, and then maybe we cover the 2 Grand Slam ones as well.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a deal. So seeing as you are on, what are you in right now? Second or third?
I am in third place for single largest pike.
You may as well cover that leaderboard then.
How far down were we going? Like just top 3? You want to do top 5? What are you thinking? Top
Let's
6?
do top
so I get
5.
to top 6, so I get to say your name too.
Yeah. Sorry, top 6 sucks. Top 6.
Well, if we're doing top 6, Logan Lewis is sitting at 6th place with a 41-inch pike. If you message him nicely, he'll send you his pin where he caught it.
Yeah, I have a funny story that can go along with that too. But yeah, I was in 4th, I think, for a bit, and then got knocked down a couple notches. But yeah, there's some nice fish there. I am in 6th. I'm happy there.
5th place, we have Matthew Porter coming in at 42 inches. So
very nice.
At 42-inch pike, we have Todd McDonald. I assume his was probably registered first. That's why he's in 4th, right? That's probably how that works.
So, yeah. And that was Tom McDonald.
Isn't that what I said? Tom?
Oh, I heard Todd.
Oh, my bad. Tom McDonald. And then 3rd place, yours truly, Jesse Cadrain, 42.5-inch pike. That was, believe it or not, that is the largest pike I have measured for myself in Saskatchewan that I can confirm in recent years. So that come in at a perfect time. 2nd place, Darian Vandermeulen. I hope I said that right.
I think you nailed it.
44.5-inch. Absolute beast. And he caught that in the first 3 hours of the tournament, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just waking up and I checked the standings and it was up there already. I was like, wow, coming in strong. So good work there.
Right.
But sitting at 1st place is Clayton Schick with a 45.5-inch northern pike. Absolute tank.
Big tank. And that was his 2nd of the day. Got
Unreal
that
catch.
Day, yeah, 45
Unreal. 2 45.5s in one day. That's special.
Yeah. And mentioning Darian's name there totally reminded me because he had a 40 before I even woke up on Saturday. I'll listen later on in the podcast for that story. But he had a 40 as well before. And that reminded me, I wanted to put out a public service announcement. It's been a lot better, like Sunday, Monday. Saturday was a tough day. I did not enjoy that. I don't like denying fish. I had to deny Darian's 40 to start the day. I had to deny another buddy of mine, Brandon Rodmacher there. He had a 43.5. And it's just tough. Like with Brandon's there, it was because he didn't have a picture of him with the fish or had part of the video of where you could see his face when he was releasing the fish, anything like that. I knew it was his shack. I knew it was him. I had been talking to him since, once again, back to the story I'll get to later, 2 a.m. in the morning. I'd been talking to him. I knew he was out there. He slept out there over the night. I knew all that. I knew it was legit, but the rules are the rules. I had to deny it because that proof wasn't there, basically. And that one sucked. There were some other ones I had to deny. I think a 30.5-inch walleye, as the release video did not show a successful release. The fish came back up the hole. About half of it was sticking out. The video goes away to the truck seat, and then there's nothing else there. I'm sure it was released, but again, the rules are the rules. And trust me, I'd be happy if there was 0 denials. That would be the perfect scenario. That's what I would love to happen. I don't want to deny any fish. But I've had to deny more of my friends that are fishing this tournament than anything. And that definitely sucks, or people that I know through talking in the pod. So public service announcement is, when measuring the fish for the bump board picture, make sure that your hand isn't covering the nose of the fish. So if the hand's covering it and I can't see the nose touching the bump on the board, then I can't verify that is being measured correctly. That happened a couple times. And then making sure that it's clear that I can see in the picture, if you're doing a picture submission for your measurement, that I can see the nose is touching, and then I can also see where the tail is. If I can't see the end of the tail, then I can only give you credit for the longest portion that I can see. If you've got a 42-inch pike, but the photo's cut off at 40, I can't give you 42, right? So that makes it difficult. That one hasn't happened yet, other than our good buddy Colby purposely
he was testing you.
I just gave him what I could see. Yeah, he was testing me, and I just confirmed as far as I could see there. So that's kind of the main one there. Your picture of you with the fish doesn't have to be like a full fish picture. There's obviously lots of people fishing alone. You've got that selfie or whatever with the fish. You can also do it if the picture's not there, if it's in the video of your release, or if you take a because you can select 2 videos to put up, 3 videos, right? You can, for anyone who's entered a fish, you can go through and select and deselect all the stuff you take. So you could take a video of you and then see your face, and then point it down to the fish, see the fish there, same thing, right? The main purpose is confirming that it's you. You didn't get your buddy Jack to go fish while you're at work and submit fish for you, right? That's kind of the main thing there. And then unfortunately, this is all just stuff we have to do to try and get away from cheating, or making it definitely much harder to try and get away with that stuff. So that was a big one there at the start on Saturday. Denied quite a few for not having that, which really sucked.
It's a tough thing to do.
Obviously, the release video, it's tough. It wasn't fun. I was out there fishing, and I'm like, this sucks. And so that's why there was all the reminder text going out. The last one just being the release video. You can quickly take videos on there. There's a 30-second span that the video will last for, just to keep the submissions smaller. But if, say, it doesn't go away, it quickly, it doesn't, it's not like it has to load anything. It quickly goes back to that main photo screen, and you can hit that record again, and it starts another video. So the main thing is that you're proving a successful release of the fish. And the main reason for that being required is that the permitting, well, one, it's a catch and release tournament, but the permitting as well with these tournaments is catch and release as well. So that's the main reason for that. So ensuring a successful release and everything like that is what helps the fish count as well. So people got a lot better. I know it's a lot of stuff to do. I know when I was entering my fish, or I was helping my little cousin enter his fish, and it was like, okay, let's make sure you got this, and you got this, and you got this. And it's funny, you can hear people in the videos kind of saying like, yeah, we got that, and whatever. So I didn't even know I could hear the videos until a day and a half after approving. My phone's on silent, so it just vibrates for any notification. And so I didn't realize that I could actually hear the videos.
Some of it would be pretty entertaining, later. I feel.
Yeah, there was one, I can't remember who it was that was entering the fish, but he was talking into it. I'm like, I wish I could hear what he's saying. Like, he was purposely holding it in his face, saying something to the camera. And I might go back and try and find that submission there. But yeah, those are the main things. I don't know if you had any tips or anything like that for entering with your experience.
I mean, we entered a few. This was my first time fishing in a fish donkey tournament, and I gotta say it's pretty dummy proof. Like, for the most part, it's really well set up. Mm-hmm. Just drill yourself a live well. Give yourself more time to deal with that fish, and make sure you have the photos that you need. Even if the weather's nice, right? It allows you to put that fish in the live well and then check your phone, because you can check your submission photos before you enter them all. And
Right.
you can make sure everything's in order and in line, and then get that fish released safely.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing too, I just remembered, is if you are using a folding bump board, make sure that that fold is flat. Depending on your board, obviously some length can be gained there. So like, it's all about the sportsmanship and everything, making sure that that is flat. If I am seeing a fold on it, there will be like a 1/4 inch penalty applied. And then that's the rule that I will be.
Like if you can tell that it's folded and mismeasuring the fish.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's just for this year, because like I can tell obviously that that's what's happening. Next year it'll be a heavier penalty written right into the rules and everything. So, but if it's only something that can be like, next year will be proving whether it's in the picture, like the bump board picture, or during the release video of taking the fish off the bump board. Like if you check out my pike submissions, I got Justin to film. I run my hand over the bump board and Justin to kind of go in quickly on the fold. Then you can see it's flat. That's kind of a good example there. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But I think that kind of can conclude our public service announcement.
Yeah. That was a long one, but it had to be said.
Yeah. No, it was just, I was out there fishing, especially doing tip ups. You got nothing when there's no flags going. It was mayhem for a bit, but when there's no flags going, it's like, okay, now I've got all the stuff coming through. I'm like, oh, I have to deny this one or whatever. So just know I do not take joy. I'm not a downer. I do not take joy in doing that. So we'll end it there. We'll get back to the leaderboards here. So yeah, some very nice fish being entered there. Actually, of the single largest pike, there's 6 people who have entered at least one pike of 40 inches or more. Because then in 7th place there, you've got Carson with a 39.75. So obviously, I don't know where Clayton's was caught, and I don't know about Tom or Matthew, but I know me, you, and Darian were all Sasky fish. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what comes from there. But then I think I'll move on. I know Jesse, for people who don't know, Jesse is a huge, huge walleye guy, so I'll let him do the walleye leaderboard.
You're so kind.
But
especially after the last 3 days, I love him even more.
Yeah. Well, you love him so much. It's like you couldn't have him, so you love him more. Yeah. So coming in with the single largest burbot here, I guess we'll start at 6. We've got Scott Free at 24 inches. Our buddy Colby Thalberger with a 26.25. And we've got Ryan Turple with a 30. Master angler size there. I believe he won part of the walleye category last year. Then you got Brandon McGillis with a 31 incher. And then this one's unverified because Nate, I don't think, is back in good enough service yet for the photos to load, but he has a 33 that's been unverified. And Devin Tchaikovsky, who, if you remember from last year, his wife took home first, he took home second, and his daughter took home first, I believe, in the burbot categories. He's sitting in first with a 33.5 right now. And the Kyle Kalbeck Yukon Adventure burbot prize is still up for grabs. Right now, Devin is sitting on that. He has a 31.75. That was actually the first burbot entered in the tournament. That one right now is the closest possible without being on 32. So unless there's a 32 entered, Evan's going to be the one taking that home. So if you're looking for burb, there is still that prize there, and still 33.5, obviously very nice burb, but it's still attainable in that category. And even the pike, you mentioned how big Clayton's was. There was a bigger pike entered last year as well. There was a penalty on it for measurement issues, but there was a bigger pike entered last year as well than the 45.5. So we'll have to see what happens there, but that kind of rounds out the adult single largest burbot category.
Yeah, I can't believe that the first burbot entered was a 1/4 inch off of that prize. That's wild.
Yeah, no, it is crazy.
Okay, so yeah, your single largest walleye, 6th place, Mr. Colby Thalberger. Again, his name's come up a few times now. 28.25 inch. I got to see that fish
Very
in
nice.
person. It was built like just a tank. It was a great fish. Fifth
Master
place,
angler.
Master Angler. Brandon Carter, 28.5. Fourth place, Darian Vandermeulen again. He's got the second place pike, fourth place walleye at 29 inches. Third place, Mitro Saka. I think that's about right. Yeah. Dimitro Saka. Yeah. 29 3/4. These are big walleye. It's unreal that we're cracking 30 inches on the first 3 days. Second place, Logan Cassavant, 30 inches, 0.25, 30 1/4. First place, Elam Godet with a 31-inch walleye.
There you go. That one was a tank, and it was tagged.
Yeah, I seen that picture. After you mentioned it to me, I had to go look.
Yeah, saw it on Facebook. It was tagged, so that one was a very nice fish. Perfect submission. It was a great, well done fish there. And again, I know there was some chatter on the Facebooks about not being able to compete with Manitoba. Well, I know for a fact, I shouldn't say that. I know that 4 out of those top 6 are Saskatchewan fish, and there might even be 5. That is assuming that I know where Calem's was caught. I'm not totally sure, but based on how the fish looks, I think I know. But what lake it was, not where exactly it was caught. But so I know there's obviously more Sask people in it than Alberta and Manitoba, but still, obviously, they're all great fisheries, so they're always going to be able to compete with each other. Like, obviously, Lake Winnipeg's got some great walleye, but I think that the upper end of walleye could come from like a Last Mountain or a Tobin. Forgive me, I don't know the Alberta lakes as much, but maybe like a Lac La Biche could be holding a big one, right? You fished it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some potential for tanks in there, like cracking 30 is very doable.
Right. Okay. Well, let's move on to the youth category. These ones are probably the youth, some of my favorite. I love seeing how excited all the kids are always so excited in their submission photos. They're kind of trophy photos there at the fish. So we'll do it in the same order here. We'll start with the single largest pike. We've got, we can do a top 6 here. We've got, okay, I'm going to butcher some names here. I'm sorry. Sorry to the youth in this one here, but coming in sitting right now in 6th place, we've got Jack Edgerton. You think that's right, Jesse? Yeah. Okay. He's got a 36 3/4 inch pike. Then unverified currently in 5th place is Dane Mackey with a 37.25. And then in 4th place, got Ryan Hooper with a 38. Then in 3rd, we got Wyatt Butler. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. My apologies if not. He's got a 39.25. And then we've got in 2nd place, I got to see this fish, my cousin Parker, with a 40 1/4. That fish took him, when he was fighting that fish took him on like 3 or 4 long runs. And he's done tip-ups with me a couple times, and he's really good about learning, kind of using his hands as his drag. I know some people that I've been out with before, you've got that thick Dacron line. Some people just put the brakes to him and don't let him go, but I made sure to let him know, like, and maybe someone has a reason for that, but I've always found, let him play, kind of keep that drag going through your hands there. And he fought that one great. Fat fish. So Parker's happy there, sitting in 2nd, got that one on Sunday. And then we've got Strauss Lemieux in 1st currently with a 40.75, which was a beast of a fish as well. And you could tell from his pictures, he was jacked about it. He was even able to hold it up too. You could tell he's putting all his effort into that one. And
I'm looking at the photos now. Yeah, that's gold.
Yeah, like I had to help Parker with his because it was a big fish, and maybe some of the guiding with me has come into it. Kind of don't want to drop this fish, right?
Right.
I held up the head and got him to hold up the tail there because I don't know. That was one of my favorite spots, and I'm like, well, obviously want to be taking care of these fish and everything.
100%.
That's kind of the reason there. He did try. I was like, do you want to try and get it up? And I was showing him kind of where to grab. And then he's like, I don't know. I was like, okay, I'll hold this, you hold the tail, and we'll get a good picture there. So
yeah, whatever works.
That rounds up the pike category so far for the youth.
That's a pretty tight race. There's everybody in that top 6 is within 4 inches of each other.
Oh yeah, very doable race too. You never like. There's obviously like a 41 right now would put you in 1st. So
yeah, very. Very beatable.
So you want burbot or walleye this time?
Oh, come on. Give me the burbot.
Okay, you go burb. You only got 4 to go here, actually.
Yeah, that's my strategy.
That's
I
why you
only got
wanted
4 names. Yeah. Fourth place youth burbot is Hayden Hick, 24.8. Is that supposed to be 24 3/4? No, I'm just
That one's
wondering. It's
unverified. So
yeah.
yeah. I can look at it right now, but yeah, some people have been putting centimeters, some people have been putting inches.
Oh,
I
I
convert.
see.
So like, yeah, I've been converting. Like his board's a centimeter board, so it's 62. Oh, it's just crossing 60. Some burbot get like little hairs almost off their tails. So it just touches 63. So I'm sure they went and put in 63 centimeters to inches. Obviously, that will be going down to 24.75.
Okay, and then third place we have Coleman Nelson at 25 3/4 inch. Second place Emily Tchaikovsky, 27 1/4. And then first place,
Last year's winner.
Last year's winner for sure. We have first place a Bo Free with 30 1/2 inch burb.
And I think Bo won something last year too. I can't remember if it was Pike. I think was I talking to his dad?
That name sounds
my phone time
familiar.
has gone through the roof. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he won something last year. I think I was talking to his dad on, is it Saturday or Sunday maybe?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're out there. Some nice burb there. Master angler with bows, 30 1/2 there. So that got some nice
done.
fish. I love the way the kids always hold the burb because they're so hard to hang on to. It's usually like a bear hug. But yeah, we've got the walleye category here. We've got Wyatt Butler coming in here in 6th. He was mentioned on the pike leaderboards, I believe. And then Wyatt's is 18 inches there in 6th for the youth walleye. And then we got in 5th, Dane Mackey with a 20 1/2. And then I'm guessing this is Wyatt's brother. We've got Reed Butler with a 21.75. And then Jaron Flick with a 22.75. I don't know. How do you think you pronounce his last name?
Hitu?
Justin's there. Hitu? We'll try that. Sorry, Justin, if you're listening, but you've got a nice walleye, almost a master angler walleye with a 27.25. And then Hayden Hick, you said Hick. Last year, I think I said Hickey. One of them got to be right, but Hayden there in first with a master angler 28.25. Hayden's a little bit of a stick. I think he won 2 prizes last year as well. So
oh, dang.
Yeah, he does well, and his face is just ecstatic in every single fish picture. So you gotta love that as well. But yeah, that's where we're sitting with the single largest, and then I guess we can move into the Grand Slam. Hey,
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, so I'll go through the kids one right now. These ones are a bit more unverified. I got to go through those. I'd basically just been verifying in the single largest, like the top 10 fish. Just to kind of keep things up to date with the leaderboards throughout. I'll go through and verify them all at some point, but that's why these Grand Slam ones might be a little different, but we'll do the top 6 again. We've got Strauss Lemieux with a combined 40.75. We've got, which is just his pike, I believe. He hasn't entered any other fish for his Grand Slam. Then we've got Coleman Nelson in 5th with 41 1/2. He's got a walleye and a burbot in there. And then in 4th, we've got Wyatt Butler with 57.25. He has a walleye and pike as well, making up that number. In 3rd, we've got Dane Mackey, unverified currently, but 57 3/4 with a walleye and a pike as well. Then Reed Butler with 58.5. He has a walleye and a pike as well, sitting in 2nd there. And then once again, we've got Hayden sitting in 1st with 80.55, which will change obviously once I verify the burbot, but he's got all 3 species going into that one. So that one's going to change. I could see it changing throughout the rest of the tournament there, as lots of those guys down there only have 2 species entered, but that's where we're sitting after week 1 in the youth Grand Slam. Adult time?
Yeah, sorry, my phone, I just had to reopen it again.
Fine.
Yeah, well done to the youth.
We've got a lot of people on this one.
Yeah. But yeah, well done to the youth. It's nice to see kids getting out there and putting an effort in and catching some nice fish.
Very nice fish. Oh,
so now
look who's on this leaderboard.
Oh, I know a few of those guys.
Yeah. Okay, kick her off.
Kick her off. All right, Open Grand Slam. 6th place, we have Brendan Freeman with 71.5 inches. I didn't know you could click on it and find out what species they've entered in the size of that. You just taught me something new there. That's interesting. So he's got all 3 species making up for 71.5. Nate Suter sitting in 5th place. He has a burbot and a pike. He's sitting at 72 inches. 4th place, Darian Vandermeulen also has a northern pike and a walleye. He's sitting at 73.5 inches. Then there's Jesse Cadrain, myself, in 3rd place. I entered 3 species, a little baby tiny walleye, burbot, and a pike. I'm currently sitting at 80.5. 2nd place, you have Colby Thauberger. He's got all 3 species, pike, burbot, walleye, and he's sitting at 91.75. And in 1st place, you got Calum Gaudette, also has all 3 species, pike, walleye, burbot, for a total of 92.75.
Very nice.
What do you think it's gonna take, Logan, to be in the top 3 of the Grand Slam?
I think you're going to need a 30-inch burb or bigger, maybe 28, 29. Probably you're going to need over a 40-inch pike, I think. And the walleye is what could be someone's uprising or someone's downfall, I think. And Caleb's obviously got the biggest walleye right now, so that helps him out there. His burbot is 23 inches, so he could obviously upgrade that if he gets lucky. So his pike's pretty good there too at 38.75. So I think the walleye is what could be the one that makes or breaks someone's Grand Slam. What are you thinking?
I agree 100%. I think for this tournament, the big walleye is kind of could be your crutch for sure, and you could burn a lot of time trying to find one and to catch one. So those guys that locked in some big walleye early, they're in good shape, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And we kind of got the updates out of the way here. Did you have anything else for the updates?
I think that's about it.
Okay. This was supposed to be a quick episode, and it has not been.
No.
But do you want to just kind of quick recap of how your weekend went? We'll quick recap of mine, and then we'll put it to bed.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.
I met up with Colby Thauberger. He took me to one of his secret walleye locations. We camped out on the ice for 3 nights, as I said earlier. Had a ton of fun. We were marking some really nice fish on live scope. We were seeing them down there. They were coming by, cruising, but they just would not give us any interest. I don't know what the answer was. We ended up getting, Colby got that big walleye there, and then I got that nice pike. That pike was such a fluke, though, too, by the way. Did I tell you the story?
I don't. To preface this, we've talked about 2 or 3 times on the phone every day, I think, since this started. But
yeah.
I don't think so. I didn't even know you'd caught it until we talked this morning.
Right. Okay. So I'm sitting in my shack yesterday, and I get an email that my plates expired on my truck. So I was like, oh, crap, I better renew those. And I had a high caliber lure rattle bait on, and I just set it down on the floor in my shack. So it's just dead sticking. And I'm sitting there with my credit card in one hand, my phone in the other, trying to get it good enough service to renew my plates. And I just see my rod just bob, just ever so slightly, just a little boop. I'm like, oh, there's a fish. Grab my rod, set into it, and it's just solid. I knew right away I had a good one. And I got a couple of cranks on it, got a couple head shakes in, and I'm thinking, holy crap, this is going to be my 30-plus walleye, like, has to be. And then it went on like a 50-yard run, like just took the 100 feet of line. I was like, it's not a walleye. It's not. I actually thought maybe I had snagged a sturgeon somehow, because like I was putting the brakes on it and it did not stop. But got it up to the hole, seen it was a pike, landed it, and 42 and a half. So that was the highlight of my trip. And Colby, if you're listening, thank you for showing me your spots and teaching me some things. And that was about my opening weekend.
That Colby's GPS coordinates will be in the show notes below if you're interested in checking out the spots. You might I would probably, it'd be a safe bet to say you probably have the biggest pike caught on rod and reel, like of a tip up at all. I think I would think so far. Like obviously there's iFish Pros, finicky foolers, all that stuff, but excluding those, and to not get bit off too.
I was lucky there. Like I was using my medium heavy rod, and I have like a 40 or 50 pound, I think it's 40-pound fluorocarbon leader tied to it. So it was like my pike and lake trout rod that I was using.
Oh, okay. So it was a bigger rattle then probably.
2.25, 2.5 inch, you know.
Okay. Well, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it looked like a good weekend of camping.
Oh, yeah, beautiful weather.
3 days?
Yeah, three nights.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I lived vicariously through you guys with all our phone calls, even though I was out fishing as well during lots of them. But yeah, that's some time put in there on the ice for. I know there's quite a few people camping out, which was good to see as well. And obviously take your precautions when you're camping out and everything. But there was some people I knew that were camping at Deef, some people further north in Sask. I think there's some people camping out at Last Mountain as well. And then some other lakes. I knew of I think 6 or 7 groups of people that were camping out for the tournament. So that was pretty cool to see. Yeah. I think people have gotten pretty good about that. I usually, even anyways, end up with my head by a door or window and have that cracked a little bit. My throat doesn't like it. I feel like I've been snoring all night when I wake up, and I maybe could have been, but definitely feels a little bit safer that way. And obviously there's all the newer technologies and stuff that are supposed to make it better, but you always want to take those precautions. But I didn't camp out on the ice this weekend, so I didn't have to worry about all that. It was actually kind of nice. Traveled pretty light both days this weekend.
Keeping it simple.
I think. Yeah, took the quad. Long story short, went to start the sled to take it out. Jesse's heard this all already, but went to take the sled. It was like 3:00 on Friday. The sled's at work. Went to hook up to the trailer, load up the sled. First pull of the sled, the cord won't recoil back in. I don't sled a ton. Don't know if there's a quick fix for that or whatever. Look it up. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening today. So 5:00 hits, leave work, go out to the cabin at Buffalo. I'm like, oh, I'll get the quad. It's I think like a 06 650 buck John Deere buck quad. Works really good in the summer. It hadn't ran since the summer. The battery was dead. I took a battery charger out there, and basically it took me 2.5 hours to get the quad going. I would charge it up enough to try it for about 15-20 seconds, let it die. I didn't want it to die, but it would die when I was trying that. And whatever, after about 2.5 hours, I got that set up. So now I'm back home. It's about 8:15, 8:30. I had to go get gas, fuel up the quad to be ready. We're trying to leave at like 6 a.m. Saturday morning to head out to Deef. And we were actually just exploring. My buddy that was with me, he's not even in the tournament because he's busy for most of it. We just went out exploring. And anyways, that was the plan. Get fueled up, come home. Just got a new puppy not this Sunday, but the Sunday before. And my sister had brought over this kennel that her coworker wasn't using. And so it's 8:30 now. I have hockey at 10. I need to leave the house at about 9:15. And they end up staying for about half an hour. And so I'm still waiting to eat. I eat supper, 2 Wendy's burgers that I grabbed quick on the way home from co-op. I ate those at about 9:15. I go play hockey from 10 to 11:30, and I'm just dying out there. We had 7 guys. We did win 9-8 in the shootout, so that was nice. But I'm dying out there. I'm like, yeah, I got to get home. Justin comes from just outside Regina. He meets me when I get home after hockey. It's about 11:45 now. And I got a new flip over shelter, so I need to finish that. So we work on that till about 1, I think. Or no, it wasn't that long. And we only had to put in 8 more bolts. I'd done everything else, but whatever. Then we're like, oh, we'll back the quad in. We'll get it on the charger for the night, because I did eventually get it started. Get it on the charger for the night, and it will help out for the next day. And it did run great the next day. But then we look at the battery. Oh, well, we should clean the battery. It looks a little, kind of fill the grass, stuff like that, to make sure the posts are good, everything like that. Well, I haven't really dealt with those batteries before. Impossible to get out if you wanted to, it seems like. And I didn't realize how the post system works on those batteries. So then we're like, oh, how are we going to get these these bolts screwed back in here when that little nut drops out of there? And once we figured it out, got them each first try. But I was like, talking to Justin. I was like, yeah, what time do you want to go tomorrow? And I look at my phone, it's 2 a.m. I'm like, yeah, we're not going at 6 anymore. So yeah, we woke up at 9. We made it out to D for 11:30, and we're going along this huge heave. I'm thinking, oh, this is so nice out here. It's sunny. There's not a ton of snow. The quad's working great. I've got the new flip over. We're going to have a good day. And we get out to check a heave. We cross it right by shore at a flat spot. And I'm like looking in the sled and I'm like, hey, I feel like I'm forgetting something. And I'm like, what? Like it could make sense. It was ended up being up till 2:45. Like, I don't know what it is. And then I get back on the quad. I'm like, I forgot a bump board. I don't have a bump board. Not that I can win anything either anyways, but I'm like, oh my God, I forgot a bump board. And so then it's like, I haven't even fished yet. I'm like, what do I do? Like home's an hour away. I don't want to drive back, or hour and a half. I don't want to drive back. And then luckily, Devin that we mentioned, he was somewhat nearby. And so I messaged him. Actually, I called him. It's like, you got 2 bump boards by chance? And he didn't, but he said, if you catch a world record, you can come get mine. Just whatever, live well to fish, something like that. So, yeah, so that was my Saturday before even really anything got going with having to deny fish and stuff like that. So I was sitting there and like, not that I can win, but it's nice to know if you catch something good, what the length is, everything like that. And I wanted to enter in the tournament if it was good, but you only need a bump board if you catch something worth putting on the bump board, and we did not. So it didn't really matter in the end, but that was a full day. I think we got home at midnight, got everything unpacked, drying out, bed around 1:30, and then we were up the next day. Same thing, around 9. I think we made it out to lake for 11, and then it was just warm day, madness of flags. Like me and Justin, the first little bit there before my cousin got out, it was flags galore. And then once my cousin got out there, we kind of were like, okay, this is your tip up. This will be my tip up, whatever, go with that. I didn't catch anything bigger the rest of that day that was bigger than my 41 and whatever. So I didn't enter anything else. And then of course he's got the tip up, he caught that one on, I think it had gone off once or twice before that. Every other one had gone off like 5 or 6 times. And then he lands that 40.5 on that one. And then he left and a couple other cousins came over, and my one cousin that's not fishing it, that flag went off again. He goes to set it, and all that comes up is the top of the swivel. Like not even the circle part, like half of the circle came up.
What?
Yeah,
no
I don't know
way.
what happened there, but yeah. So
cause
Parker
those
got
are
lucky
like
to
soldered.
land that one. Yeah, I don't know how.
Interesting.
And he didn't set it crazy hard either, but yeah. So we were like, oh, that's a sign. Packed up, went home. But yeah. So that kind of sucked, but that was my weekend. So it was a fun, action-packed weekend, some late nights. Luckily decided to sleep in a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to kind of close out this episode here?
I would just say that good work to everybody on the fish that have been entered so far, and tell your buddies, keep trying to get more people into this thing, because there's lots of hidden weight or hidden length prizing, and you get, chance of winning just by entering. So I'm actually going fishing with a buddy of mine tomorrow, and I've convinced him to sign up, even though we're only going to be fishing for 3 days. You never know.
Right.
So yeah, keep telling your fishy friends to sign up and keep entering fish and having fun.
Yeah. No, I think that's true there. I think we could have mentioned this at the top too. I think the prize pool has at least doubled now. I think the cash payout total should be over $6,000 now. Don't quote me on it because I don't know the total number, but someone had said they saw there was like 120 people in there. So obviously it changed a little bit because the youth buy-in is a little bit, is half of the adult one there, but it definitely exploded in the last couple of days. So thank you to everyone that did enter it. It's been pretty sweet seeing everyone that came in there, and it was insane. I think the entries tripled or quadrupled over the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before it started. So big thanks to everyone that's participating in it, and hope everyone's having fun there. But I think that will kind of wrap things up here for our March Madness Week 1 recap. And just to end things off, want to mention 13 Fishing Canada, the presenting sponsor of the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast. You can head over to the Rapala Canada website and save yourself 15% off with the code Weekend Warriors. That's WKND Warriors to save yourself 15% off all the fish catching items that you will be purchasing. So thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll be back next week the same time with a Week 2 update.
Thanks for tuning in to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to leave a review on your favorite listening platform so we can reach more anglers just like you. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for media updates and behind-the-scenes content.